We are healthy, healthcare informatics experienced, and we can help you accelerate science and research. Healthcare is increasingly data-driven and based on real-world data, but the goal is to turn that data into actionable, real-world evidence that can be used for drug development, advancing care options, and policy decision-making. Collected from an ecosystem of many sources, real-world data are any number of observations about a patient, from electronic health records, product or disease registries, medical claims and billing data, patient-generated data from surveys or outcome measures, and devices worn by the patient. These data, when analyzed, can create real-world evidence. Evidence can be used to accelerate research on the disease and support advances in treatment and care options. To get there, we need input from a reasonable number of patients, each adding their unique experience of the disease. Continued input from patients on the progression of their disease and any treatments they are using to manage their symptoms. High-quality data that is free from errors and as complete as possible. And we also need to integrate data from multiple sources. If you want to collect data and do research on people, you're navigating a number of challenges. Designing the study, how patients are brought in, the data that will be collected, and getting approval through an ethics board. Once the patient consent is in place, ensuring the right data is collected and integrated accurately. Meeting national and international regulations and standards for how the data are collected and securely stored. Scaling up to include new sites, similar diseases, or additional partners. Tracking the recruitment and success of data gathering efforts needed to maintain funding, and making sense of the vast and diverse data collected into reports for any number of project stakeholders. Pulse Infoframe provides solutions to these challenges. Pulse Infoframe is a real-world evidence, health informatics, and analytics company that combines technology and services to create an engaging, efficient, and sustainable data ecosystem. Pulse provides expertise and support in developing protocols and finding consensus with multiple stakeholders in study design. We develop data dictionaries based on structured data, which is standardized to established vocabularies and structured with the OMOP Common Data Model. Our technology platform, healthie, is built to be compliant with GDPR, HIPAA, and FDA 21 CFR Part 11 regulations. Our platform is cloud-based and scalable, with support for data to be federated to multiple countries or regions. Dashboards are real-time and at your fingertips for monitoring your study's success. Our platform includes self-serve reporting tools, or you can ask Pulse's data science team to do custom analysis and written reports. The healthie approach is not about collecting as much data as you can. Healthie's holistic and standardized approach to data collection studies aims instead to be meaningful and relevant in order to address your scientific and research questions. Our dynamic technology platform, healthie, combines a disease registry and health data visualization tool into one platform. Your healthie solution is built on our multi-tenant platform with the modules you choose. The contact database allows patients to self-register their interest in your study or studies. From there, you can invite patients to join a study when it is ready, or if they match your criteria. For studies where patients enter the data, our patient portal enables patient-reported outcome and experience measures with minimal administration. Natural history studies can combine patient and clinical entry of data and is built around established common data elements to capture diagnosis details, body measurements, demographics, socioeconomics, current medications, and baseline quality of life. The full clinical portal is for EHR integration or data entry of the patient's medical records, including diagnostic tests, assessments, surgeries, drug treatments or therapies, disease staging, and more. Our researcher and pharma portal opens up the registry data securely in a de-identified and aggregate way to stakeholders interested in learning about the study population and study progress. The intuitive and responsive display provided through a web interface is accessible via desktop, laptop or mobile devices, and supports real-time data capture, simplifying the process of creating a disease registry. Bundle or phase in components to meet your study needs and constraints. Our platform scales using cloud-based resources, federated environments, and a multi-tenant strategy. Each user has an assigned role from several available options, which controls their level of access to secure data and their available functions within the platform. Built on established data standards, our platform visualizes data through dashboards and reports, and is also compliant with national and international regulations. Here, we focus on the patient portal. We'll use an example scenario with users and data created solely for the purpose of this demo. Dr. Carolyn Smith, together with her team, are running a study on a group of patients at their diabetes clinic who have a rare form of type 1 diabetes. Each site has designated staff to administrate and enter data into the platform. Daniel works at Dr. Smith's clinic and set up the users for the site. Phil, a patient of Dr. Smith's, is going to be added to the registry. To add Phil to the system, Daniel enters some basic data and the email address Phil would like to use. Daniel also notes that Phil is in the main study group. This feature will automatically assign certain surveys to Phil as desired. Daniel set the schedule up based on Dr. Smith's study design at the beginning of the project, and he can reuse it for all patients being added to the system, which saves him a lot of time. There can be multiple study groups in the registry, each with their own survey sets and schedules. When he completes the registration, Phil will get an email with instructions on how to get started.
When I got home, I had an invitation email waiting for me in my inbox. After setting up my account, I saw the consent and started reading it over. Dr. Smith's name and contact information was there, should I have more questions. I was unsure at first, and there was a lot to go through, so I printed out a copy. I liked that the document was comprehensive. I ended up reaching out to Dr. Smith. My main questions were, will my data be safe? Where does it go? And what do I have to do if I participate? She explained that my data would be stored securely in our country, so it's not traveling all over the web, and it's all encrypted to ensure privacy and confidentiality. The consent form had some items I had to fill in, and others that I could pick and choose based on preferences, like being contacted for other studies or clinical trials. Ultimately, I decided to join.
Dr. Smith is using patient-reported outcome measures, which are sets of standardized, well-researched, and validated questionnaires for patients about their health and how their symptoms impact the activities they do on a daily basis. The study team chose Promise 29, which tracks 7 dimensions of health and well-being, as well as the Diabetes Distress Scale, which is specific to the burden of diabetes. Each measure has a scoring system that creates one or more values, summarizing the patient's health status either in a specific disease domain or their overall health more generally. By tracking these values for a patient, Dr. Smith and her team can monitor a person over time and compare patients receiving different treatments. It's now been a full year since Phil joined the registry, and he has an upcoming clinic visit.
Every few months, I have been getting emails asking me to log in and complete a survey about how I'm feeling today. When I log in, the survey is right there on the dashboard, and as I complete it, my progress shows at the top, which is helpful, because I can decide if I have time to finish it now or if I want to leave it until later. An error comes up if I forget a question, and before I submit, it will ask if I'm sure, because as is explained in the pop-up, I can't edit my answers once I submit. I did most of these on my phone, which was really handy. After finishing my survey, I go back to the dashboard and notice it has updated. It summarizes the questions into categories and gives a score, which I can see changing over time. I've been engaged with my treatment and trying to do as much as possible with diet and other lifestyle choices to stay healthy. Since I like to know if what I'm doing is helping or if the treatment is affecting my quality of life, this lets me see if I might need to think about getting more support for certain areas of my well-being.
Since Phil is coming to the clinic soon, Dr. Smith has asked her staff to pull his latest reports. Daniel can use the quick report to see Phil's latest submission and how it compares to his last one. The trends are presented in red if the health state has worsened and blue if it has improved. This cue helps Dr. Smith quite a bit. Each survey has its own scoring scheme, and they aren't consistent in how they approach scores. For some items, the score may go up and be worse for the patient, showing an increase in, for example, anxiety symptoms. However, the score may also go up and be better for the patient if it indicates an increase in physical function. A legend is on the report and the printable PDF version for clarity. This helps Dr. Smith determine how Phil is feeling today in multiple aspects of health and where he may need support. Daniel also pulls a report that summarizes Phil's responses to this survey over time to assess if his treatments may be impacting his quality of life. Dr. Smith can quickly see that Phil's stress and fatigue levels have increased since he started his new insulin regimen. For convenience, this report can be exported in many formats, including Excel and Word. Dr. Smith can use the report to start a conversation at their next appointment. Julia was hired to coordinate the studies at multiple sites and report on the project as a whole to funding agencies and other stakeholders. Julia has a dashboard that lets her see how the study is progressing, and she can pull reports for the whole study at an aggregate level. She used these analytics to create an annual report about the study and the insights that the surveys have captured from the growing patient population in healthie. The healthie platform has a content sharing feature called My Library. Julia has used the My Library feature to both create and post content in healthie in the past, and plans to share her annual report with all patients, clinicians, and staff. At the study level, Julia can see how different sites are doing in terms of how many patients are added each month, if they consent, decline, or withdraw, and how the sites are doing in terms of total numbers, if patients are actually submitting surveys they are assigned, and the demographic breakdown of the system today. From the admin view, she can't access any patient-specific data, only aggregated data and reports. Julia can add and edit content in the site's My Library feature. The content can be shown to all users or targeted to certain roles. For example, the admins and data entry clerks have manuals on how to use their features, whereas the patients will see resources on diabetes. Recently, Julia made an annual report, which she's going to post to all users. The healthie patient portal is focused on the patient. It uses DocuSign to capture patient consent, provides patient-reported outcome and experience measures, includes roles for patients, data entry clerks, clinicians, and administrators. Homepage dashboard elements are designed with each user role in mind and provide data in real time. Reporting and My Library features are available for self-serve analytic reports and content creation and management. This video focused on our patient portal, just one of the available cross-compatible modules in the healthie solution. The healthie approach combines multidisciplinary expertise and a modular technology platform to create solutions that transform real-world data into real-world evidence. Healthie can help you optimize the quality of patient care while increasing operational efficiencies, and healthie can help you accelerate scientific research and advance the delivery of new products and care options to patients. Thank you for watching. Contact us to learn more.